I can't believe you lot just can't. Alright. Here we go again. Hello, welcome again, and it is time to macro every single challenge or story map once again. Now, they did add a new map, so I kinda had to make this a something. I will be showing you how to macro on every single map from story to raids. Alright? I will not show you how to macro portals because you cannot macro portals unless you're just really good with like some kind of script, but that's not allowed. You cannot use some complex script to auto farm. Like that is no no. But tiny task is okay. So as always, when you want to start, prepare a tiny task and always preset it, obviously. Or if you're not like me, who for some reason cannot save their recordings, I do this every single time. But otherwise, you just click play on your record that you want to play and just do that. But I guess let's start it with whew, the first one, desert. This hasn't changed. I'll just test with normal Act One. Doesn't matter really, right? Village, desert village. It hasn't changed. It has not changed a single bit. All right, it has not changed. Desert hasn't changed, and again, I will say this at the start. People have been saying that there are multiple spawns on some of the maps. I don't specifically remember which maps they said. I only remember one of them being Water Park. And I disagree. Just because, well, I guess because just the way I do it. I'll talk about it later. But for now, to do this macro, depends what unit you have, but you probably have Tatsumaki already, maybe Garo Evo. But all you need to do is just, I guess you could either complete the level ones first. Alright, I guess like I'll show you on how I would usually do it, alright? And this would be a repeat of how every level does it. You would just play normally first, just don't move, let it play normally, and then I will hold on, just I'm just gonna just leave it here for a little bit, alright? Give me like a few minutes to get through this part to get through so I can show you what I mean. Alright. Ah. I mean, for you guys, probably like look like I just sped through it all because I'm not. I don't know if I'm gonna cut this. I don't know if it was a cut or a speed up, but either way, that was just slow. That felt so slow. Uh, gotta love the fact the story doesn't have speed up. But okay. So the way that I at least macro things, right? So your first things first, you would click retry. Keep your mouse there. You keep your mouse there. Okay, you keep it there. Okay, okay. And then once you click retry, keep your mouse there. And then once you load in, you shall instantly, all right, the first thing you gotta do to macro, at least this is how I macro, because I prefer short and sweet macros over like full run macros. You AFK this way. At least this is how I do it. Click your recording button for a tiny task. Move your mouse a little bit. Spam click on retry. Click the unit you want to use. For me, it's Tatsu. Place them down. Spam Q. Click away, and then click back and click upgrade and end the recording. As you can see, that was maybe like a 10-second, 12-second recording. And if you keep doing this, you are guaranteed to be able to just keep retrying. Right? The only way you're not retrying is if you get disconnected by the internet. Okay? Now I'm not gonna hold us here any longer. If you ever want to stop the record, just click record or something. And now you know how to macro and there's a village. Now shall we move on to the next one? To water park. Alright, we're back. We are back. Now it's time to move on to the next one, which is water park. Now everyone's been complaining you can't macro this because there's 2 spawns now. Well, you could macro Hell City back then, and that thing had 2 spawns. So I don't know what y'all yapping about. But even if it does have 2 spawns, it doesn't matter. As seen as how I macro this thing, alright? Now, because I know exactly where the retry button is because of the desert macro, I can start from there. But normally, unless you have the save file, the recording saved, or just take someone else's recording file, or you know where the retry button is, unless you have one of those 2 things, you do not you will need to like either let yourself die or beat the entire thing once. And for me, because I have the rough location, I would just to find the location, click play on my tiny task, and then click stop. Because I know exactly that it's right here now. This is exactly where the mouse should be for the retry button. So the funny thing is, for this water park spawn, there is only one way to do this. In desert, you could place a ground unit, you could place an air unit, a hill unit, because there's options. In this map, you have only one option, which is to, I guess I'll show the macro, record, move, click retry, and place a hill unit. Usually Tatsu. Click spam Q, click away, click Tatsu, spam upgrade. Now, you may be asking, why does it have to be a hill unit? It's because the where we are, I guess I could try to show you guys in a second. But like yeah, this is just the picture of how it is, how it's working here, okay? I guess it is then click away, press Q in time or something. Yeah, well. But yeah, this is how the macro or that's how I do it, a quick like 15-second macro. And the reason to why you cannot use a ground unit here, at least in my opinion, unless the unit is like has a really long range, maybe. No, Jatara doesn't have that big of a range, and you can't place him on wave 1. Because if I zoom out, your placement kind of sucks. Like you are very far from the path. The path's like over here, But you place like here or here. Like sure you could place a ground unit here and maybe hit the units, but very not optimal. But yeah, this is how you AFK in Water Park, and if even if there is two spawns, this whole file is so quick that you will you just let yourself die, and then it'll click retry for you automatically because it'll keep attempting to do this like for every 15 seconds. All right, now to the next one, which is Planet Namek. So oh god, I'm still lagging. Oh god, oh boy. Oh okay. So I was wrong. We're not going to Namek. That's the fourth world. Whoops. Whoop. All right. Next we're going is Hollow, and Hollow has actually gotten a pretty good spawn point. You can place air and a hill and ground units, which is very nice indeed. But yes, Hollow. I'll show you how I macro it. All right. Again, I'm pretty much just using Tatsu as an example. You could easily okay. Aside from water park, I think majority of other maps, especially Lost Castle and Star Mansion, you can use a ground. You can use someone like Garo Evo, or someone or like Hey, I guess if you really have her. But yes, in this spawn, you would do this. So I'm putting where the retry button is. All right, this is roughly where it is for story quest. Record, move a little bit, spam retry, place where we place your Tatsu. See, nice placement. Nice placement. Beautiful. Spam Q, click away, click Tatsu, spam upgrade. And if it is a ground unit, you would instead place here, place a ground unit here. Or here, anywhere here. So yeah, this hollow has become the second easiest place to macro. It used to be impossible because of like the gajillion spawns. But now hollow has become one of the easiest to macro. Up there with desert. Since you can macro so early up front, and you can you have a lot of flexibility to what you can use. So yeah, that's the end of this one, and now let's actually move on to Namek. All right. Oh god, I'm lagging again, bro. All right, I'm in. Let's go. All right. Now we're moving on to Namek, and Namek was also one of the impossible macro maps. Well, okay. Back then, it wasn't impossible, but nearly impossible because it had so many spawns. But some mad lad at some point in time was saying, "Hey, I've solved it." Like how? What? Excuse me? Again, I don't have the video proof of it. I don't have anything to do with that. But all I know is that it was possible way back when it was having like a lot of spawns. Now we are in the current modern Namek. By that I mean like we're in the modern updates where they have said every map has only one spawn point. And so far I have believed that to be the case. Because so far every other map I've tried has all been this is fine, perfect. Everything is only one spawn. And even if there is a second spawn, if you do the way I do, which is a quick macro, you are just able to do it because oh sure you'll die and you'll waste time, but you'll retry permanently until you are disconnected because of connection issues or some other reasons. Oh boy, this is taking a while to load. Game, are you alright? Do I? Okay. Alright. Alright, we're here. Since I know where the start button is, as always. Now, see, this is the only spawn now. And the funny thing is, I guess I'll retry spam, but I don't recommend playing Tatsu. I mean, sure you can, it is possible. Yeah, it's possible, I guess, it's not that difficult. Place a heal unit there or here, I think, right? Yeah, or there too. Spam upgrade. And, oh, I didn't even record, whoops. Oh well, something like that. You would click where the retry button is, click your unit you want to use, place them, and upgrade them. You could also just place a ground unit like here, if you really wanted to. Like Like Namek has also become one of the easier ones to macro. Like out of all the early maps, like from like desert to I guess I would say up to Star Mansion. Though I'd say Namek is probably the like the set OGs were from desert to Namek. Like these four are now like the easiest to macro. Water Park being just slightly more specific, you need a hill unit, specifically a unit with a lot of range. But yeah, Namek is one of the easiest things to macro now. So if this ever shows up in your in challenges, and if you want to macro it or do it, go on ahead. It's very easy to do. Now we're moving on to the next one, which I think should be Star Mansion. Right? Yeah, it is Star Mansion. To JoJo we go. All right, off to Star Mansion. I believe this one has the spawns moved. This one has actually moved. And I mean, I guess if it wasn't obvious enough from the moving of Hollow and Namek, this one has also moved. Funny enough, I think only I guess technically Water Park was moved ages ago too. But yeah, Star Mansion time. Now in this, actually, hold on. I need to move to my progression team for this because I need to show with a team that actually has Garo Evo in it. Because in Star Mansion, you can use hill units. You can, but it is not the most optimal, at least to me. Main reason being, I mean, again, it's not just because like there's no airs, there's no flying units, but it's morely because of where you spawn. The location where you spawn at doesn't give you any view of a hill. Like if you see it in just like I think 2 seconds maybe, like you could maybe place up here. Like, can you? Oh, barely, barely. Okay, so I didn't know this was possible. So you can choose to either place Tatsumaki or some hill unit up here in the top left of your screen. I didn't even know that was possible. Because up here is not possible. Only like near middle of this whole thing is possible. So that's new. That's good to know. Or you could instead start with your Garo down here. Like whoever you want to start with, right? Like Hey maybe, or your Tanjiro maybe, like anyone you can start with like spamming retry, I think roughly here, and then place your unit, either hill unit up here or a ground unit down here, or you can place it around here if you really want to, it's fine too. And then click away, click the unit, and spam upgrade. Alright? And Star Mansion isn't that difficult. The HP is still alright, and it's pretty easy. This is also another easy one, it seems. This is a very easy one to macro, especially if you comprehend that she kind of covers the whole map. She kind of covers the whole map. Yeah, this is very nice indeed. But yeah, this is this at Star Mansion. Off we go to the actually relatively new ones, and all these, as far as I remember, at least if I'm not wrong, are all maps after the devs changed. So these are all modern maps from the boss. If I am wrong, I am completely stupid because I have been a QH since the old devs, and I have now forgotten. Well, we'll see in a second, I guess. All right, time to move on to Superhero City, the times where Genos got an Evo, Saitama got an Evo, and Garo was also introduced. What a time! Now this one, if it hasn't changed, again, I'll be perfectly honest here. I am also more or less first timing a lot of these maps newishly because of like this one shouldn't change much. And as far as I know, none of them has actually changed. So we should be perfectly fine. So Superhero City, and like I said, as every other map, has only one spawn. only one spawn is in. And the spawn here is pretty good overall, I'd say. If you want to place a ground unit or a hill unit, they're both very viable. And you can protect pretty far ahead too. You just gotta make sure that you can, like, do other stuff, right? You have enough DPS to kill him. And in my case, it's a whole shtick. Here we go again. So, as always, keep your mouse roughly where the the retry button would be, which I think is here, possibly. And then if you wanted to place Tatsu or Hill unit, you place above here. Yep, there it is, above there. Press spam Q to cancel the selection. Click away, click back, spam upgrade. But if you wanted another unit, like Garo Evo, for instance, you place him here too if you really wanted to. Place him like here. Boom. Even though he is a bit far, and it is slightly a bit harder, but it is possible. Click away, click back, spam upgrade him. And then if you do that, this is the same as every other macro so far, pretty much. Everything from desert to current, maybe even, to current, has been the same pattern. Spam retry, place your unit, click away, click your unit, spam upgrade, end recording. And then that would be like roughly maybe 10 to 20 second recording. And then that should get you through most things. But if, like, for instance, like, oh, my Tatsumaki is like no trait or like cosmic or something, you could place Tatsu, click away, or like, you could do that. Or instead, you could do something like you wait until you have enough money. So, like, for instance, if I oh, I need to place 2 units from a macro. So, like, you click record. Oh, like you click record, spam retry, right? Move a little bit, spam retry. Place unit A. Come on. Place unit A. Click Q, spam Q. Click away. Click back. Spam upgrade like once or twice, and then click away. Hit the other unit. Place them. Spam Q. Click away. Click the unit. Spam upgrade. End recording. So now the recording should be you spamming retry, placing your first unit, and upgrading it, and then placing your second unit and upgrading that. Now there's many ways to do this. Like, you could instead of like 2 DPS, you could maybe instead put like 1 money unit as well. Just leave it there, not upgrading it. Because usually if you try to upgrade the money unit, you'll be wasting money and no DPS and you might die. But there are many ways to adjust this kind of macro. But this is the base of how I macro. So adjust to how you would need to do it, alright? Do not follow me 100% unless you have pretty much the units I have, and this is all you need. But if you don't, adjust the macro a little bit. Adjust how many you need to place, how much money you need to save up. Because you can't just do all that in wave 1. You have to place down first, collect some money first, and then sell everything, and then record placing everything. Like, you cannot unless you want to have a really long recording, which I do not recommend. It's better for you to if you're one place like Saitama Evo, who's 5K, you will at the start of the wave place Tatsu first, collect some money to 5K, maybe place a farm down too, and then once you get 6K or something, maybe 7K, you sell everything, start recording, spamming retry, place your starting unit, click away, spam upgrade, and then if you want to, place your money unit, click away, and then click on the unit you want to place afterwards, like a Saitama Evo or something. Click on him, place him, click away, click on him, spam upgrade. That kind of method also works, and that's how kind of you do most things. All right, but yeah, I've been on this for way too long already. So off to the next one. Hero Association. Start of change a little bit of how to macro. Annoying map. All right, now after that long monologue, time to go back to the macroing with Hero Association. So, all right, here we go. This one is an annoying one. I'll just give heads up, I guess. This and Snowy Domain are the two most annoying ones to macro because of where you spawn. Because the place you spawn is far from the starting point, like usually more in the middle, a bit far from the middle too. Like I'll show you what I mean. Oh, I'm already getting demoralized going to this map. Not only are these maps just hard because of their HP scalings and challenge, but the spawn sucks. So the macro way is more or less the same, except if you notice, if you played this map before, this is nowhere close to the front of the map. And if you try to place a ground unit here, there's no guarantee that they'll reach. So the way I do it, again, that's just an example. You hit record, spam retry, spam the alphabet 0 on your keyboard to zoom out. Right? As you can see, there's like nothing here. And then you place your hill unit on. Oh no. Oh no. I guess you press I once. Yeah, there we go. Oh wait. It's always the same though. That's the problem. That's a problem. Okay, that's a problem. Can you even macro this one anymore? Because you zoom out so much. Oh no. Like, is it the same? Hold on. I just need to test this. Give me a second, guys. Give me a moment. I need to test some things. Okay. Whew. After some testing, it seems that in this one, if you want consistency, you cannot zoom out because if you zoom out, you are gonna screw yourself over. So the only way for you to complete AFK this one is to, as always, spam retry and then place a ground unit in your bottom left or bottom right of your screen. I prefer bottom left. The reason to why is because if I zoom out really quick, again, and then I guess afterwards you click away, click him, spam upgrade, and end the recording. Like that should be the entire recording. But the reason to why is because when you place him there, right? This isn't part of the recording anymore. You need to have like a decent amount of range, and even then you're barely on him. So if you want to do hero association, if the challenge shows up and you want to macro / AFK, I would say don't. It's a lot of trouble and a lot of work for no reason at all. Like this is like okay, maybe it's on here. Maybe you cover like this area. But yeah, this is my unit with 30 range. A Garo Evo with 30 range can only reach this far. And obviously later on in later upgrades you can get like a lot more because in later upgrades like he gets like I guess him specifically goes like really really long for a little bit. But yeah. So this one I do not recommend you to try to macro. But you could definitely try if you want to, but I do not recommend it. Alright? So finally that's finally over for this one. Oh, this one's a doozy. Hopefully they didn't change Snowy much. But I guess we'll see. See you then. Okay. Whew. After that whole mess of Hero Association, let us move on to Snowy Plain. Snowy Domain. I hope this one is good. I hope they didn't change much about it. That's what I hope at least. We'll see though, we'll see. If it hasn't changed, that means there is only, at least in my opinion, only one way to do this kind of macro. Of course you can use a hill or a ground unit, but I prefer to use Tatsumaki. But that's just because I have a good Tatsumaki. So bias be bias, alright? So in this one, you spawn like opposite of the gate. Like behind me is the gate, pretty far away. So you would hit record, spam retry, spam the zero button, the O button, sorry, the letter O. So you zoom out fully. Oh, this is an even worse spot. Oh God, okay. Maybe it's the same. Or maybe just limit the zoom out. Once you're fully zoomed out, you place a Tatsu here, right? And then spam Q, click away, click back, spam upgrade, and end your recording there. So then your recording will always click here, click where the retry button would be, perma zoom out, and then place your unit. Or you could place down like someone like Garo Evo, like here maybe, or here, anywhere here. Like you could place a Garo unit like anywhere on here. But be wary. I guess I should have told this in Superhero City. But from Superhero City onwards, there are more enemies, and every wave one has a flying loop. As you can see, this Tatsu's just barely attacking. So if I turn around, right? If I turn around, that is not even close. Oh, that's so far away. But it is how it is, I guess, because if you watch it any other way, it just kind of doesn't work as consistently. So that's Snowy Domain, and I'll see you lot next at the second to last map, Infested City, a Demon Slayer map. Alright. Oh, almost done with story. Oh my lord, and we still have raids to do. Oh, this is gonna be a very long video indeed. Infested City. At least in this one, they've actually buffed it for Tatsumaki. Because if you remember from the olden times, I guess when this thing first came out, the only place to place down hill units is back near the base. So you would always prefer to use Garo Evo on this one. Like you would not want to use Fearin or Law even right now because the placement's so bad. But now they've changed that. Now where you spawn, there's a placement for Tatsumaki. So you click retry somewhere. Once you record, click retry. Click hill or ground. Ground would be easy. Just put ground here, obviously. Put Garo like here, I guess. Your choice, really. Just remember, it's always air. Or place a hill unit on this house. This now works, and you can get it from your location, from your spawn. And this also works. Oh, I actually didn't know this one works. So anywhere here works now. You place Tatsu here, on this small hill, on this hill, on this hill. So yeah, Tatsu is way more accessible now in this map. And that is just beautiful. Like, that makes it so much easier for whoever has Tatsu, whoever has Law and Fearin. Could it be because they added like 2 new hill starters that they're like, yeah, let's make the hills a bit more accessible now. But okay, sure, pal, sure. But that's pretty much it. The only warning I have is that the HP of this area is a bit high because this is one of the later maps. But if you can just adjust the macro to place multiple units and upgrade. And that's the end of this one, a very short one indeed. On to the next one, which is the last one, and the Berserk map, Lost Castle. Alright, off to the last story map, before we head towards raids at least. Lost Castle. Now, Lost Castle is another map that can only be macroed, at least the simplest way, can only be macroed with a ground unit. So, sure, they did make some maps that were very unfriendly to hill units, a lot more friendly. It didn't matter for this one, because this map, you spawn, there's nothing in range, at least, unless they changed it, and then I'm going to be shocked as with you guys, maybe, I don't know. Because I have not AFK'd as much at all, because I've been portal grinding for summer shells, because I want the damn mash skin. I've gotten 50. Oh, later. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Okay, same spawn. Never mind. So this one, simple enough. Spam retry. Place your ground unit about here, like slightly like here, right? You can place them here or anywhere else really. Spam Q, click away, click him, spam upgrade. This is a normal shtick. Could you place a hill unit here? You could. I guess you could place Tatsu here if you want to instead. Like Tatsu is possible to be placed here, but that means you're placing them a lot further back in the arena. Like they are further back, like they're over here. At least if you don't have like the zoom out tech, which I'm not gonna recommend because it's very inconsistent. Except on the map that does only work because Snowy is like a very open map. Because like if I do it here, for instance, right? Like sure you could place Tatsu here now, which is slightly closer. But like you could if you wanted to, I guess. You could instead like do like the spam retry, spam O to zoom out to max. And then place Tatsu over here. Instead of placing Garo or any kind of like ground unit down. You have the options if you really wanted to. But I don't recommend this. Of course, if you don't have Garo Evo, fine, that makes sense. Do this way if you want to. But I just don't recommend it, alright? But yeah, that's all of the story quests. And now it is time to do the raids. I shall be back with Marine Fort. Alright, time to move on to raids. Fun raids. Ooh-wee. Marine Fort. This has actually gotten really nice, but Marine Fort is actually one of the few here that you need to only use a ground unit. Because, same as how Lost Castle is, slightly different, there are some spots in view for hill units, but from where you're standing and how you look at it when you spawn, you don't get like a good angle to place a hill unit. So it is so much easier to just go with Garo Evo or a ground unit. Like, as always, retry, click your unit, Garo Evo, I guess in my case. God the lag. I usually place them like here. Garo Evo, Q, click away, click, to upgrade. Because like if you like, I show you, Tatsu has like minimal spots. Like I think I know one spot which is like a pixel perfect spot, like right about there. You guys saw it. Like there's a pixel perfect spot you can place Tatsu on this house. It is very inconsistent. You can't place it from this angle. It is possible. Can't place it up there because this doesn't reach. But yeah, Tatsu is not good for Marine Fort. You need to use a ground unit for AFK. I mean, you could if you could get this perfect somehow over here. I'm still having trouble doing it. But yeah. So that's the end of Marine Fort. On to the next one, which is Hell City. Okay. Whew. Almost done. Oh my lord, this is taking a lot to explain. I don't often speak this much. A bit ironic from someone who makes a lot of videos about this. But yeah. Hell City. This one actually is, to me at least, is pretty nice. But the thing is, I think this one encourages you to play Tatsu or play a hill unit at the very least, because you can use ground, but I think the angles of where you can place them are slightly worse compared to placing a hill unit. At least in my opinion, alright? This could also just be the Tatsu bias showing again. I am pretty biased to Tatsumaki in this game because, overall Tatsu is pretty good, you know? But obviously, yeah, Law and Fury do outdamage her. But I still prefer Tatsu. The range in SPA cannot be beaten. So good. So good. Well, let's see. Have they changed the spawns for this map? Come on. Show it to me. Show it to me. Show it. Show it. Show it. Come on. Why? Oh, I guess could this be the laptop is running slowly now because it's been running for a while already. Like, let me rest. I guess fair enough. Don't worry. After this, I'll just get that thing done and then we'll let you rest. So don't worry. Don't you worry about that one, Chief. Don't you worry. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, you spawned the air. Oh, I did not notice. I thought you spawned the ground. Oh, okay. So there's a lot of jumping problems. Could happen. But we'll see. So yeah, the reason why I say this one encourages hell units, like I guess normal, spam, 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 spam. You can place Tatsu right over here. You know, it's a tiny bit fidgety, as you can see. Probably because we're technically like inside a wall as well. But there we go. Just click spam, click place a few times, and it'll place at some point. And I think this is the exact same for ground units too. Yeah, it's slightly fidgety. There we go. So yeah, Hell City is not bad to macro. Just that the spawns are slightly fidgety. You just have to uh, click on the unit and click place multiple times. And then once you place them, click away, and they can click them only once because that doesn't matter as much anymore. It's spam upgrade. But yeah, Hellraid is definitely one of the easier ones to macro. The nice one too. Like most of the maps are really nice to macro now. Only a handful are like painful. Like for instance, Snowy Domain, Hero Association. But yeah, also because of the speed up in raids, it's so much nicer with auto speed. Wait, this should be on auto speed zone enabled if it stays enabled. But yeah, that's Hell City, and it's time to move on to the last map, which is gonna be game. Come on, which is gonna be whew, snowy. Was it Snowy City or something? I will see. Snowy something. All right, it's time to show you how to macro the final map, which is I think it's been slightly better for hill units. Snowy Capital is its name. Snowy Capital. I don't think it's that hard to macro, especially if you have a good ground unit, because I guess a lot of these later maps try to, I guess some of them try to persuade you to go like more ground unit heavy, to like slowly like weaken the power grasp that Tatsumaki had for like a lot of the time. But yeah, Snowy Raid you spawn. Oh, they changed it. Oh, yeah, multiple spawns in Snowy Raid. Hold on, I may need to check this in a second, I guess. But yeah, if this is your spawn, you spam O, and then you place here because you can place here now. Yeah, you can place there. Tada! Place Tatsumaki on this house. Or if you didn't want to place Tatsumaki, you could place Garo instead, like over here, or a ground unit of any kind. But hold on, this isn't the end. I need to check if there's multiple spawns. I'll be right back. Let me try to get back in here and let's see if I actually get a second spawn. Okay, after doing a few tests, it seems that this is the new spawn for Snowy Domain, and I haven't seen a second spawn after like 5, 6 retries. So I guess this is the only spawn. So in here, in this spawn, as I said earlier, spam retry button. I guess would be more here now because this is an act raid. Spam O to zoom out, and then you can either place your Tatsumaki, usually, or I guess a heal unit, up on this rooftop, like mainly like on the top row, like the middle or bottom. Bottom works, but top middle doesn't work. Top row works, and bottom row works. Or place down your Garo or whatever ground unit you want to place over here. Or I guess down here if you really want to as well. Like more, actually, it's hard. You can't really place it down there. Like it's here to more like near the end of it, like middle of the track. Or I guess more like to here if you want more like coverage with like full AOE units. But yeah, so that's it. I guess I'll see you in the lobby for my quick summary. I guess whatever that may be. Well, Oh, my, that was a lot. To summarize, most of the time you could just click record, click where the retry button is, place down the unit, spam Q to unselect the unit, click away, click on the unit, spam upgrade, and then end the recording. And that would be your general recording session for a tiny task file. Now, there are some maps, obviously, like I said, like Snowy and actually both Snowies, Snowy Domain Story and Snowy Capital Raid, both of them require you to do the zoom out technique, which is to spam retry first and then spam 0 to permanently zoom out as far as possible, and then place your units there, and then press Q, and then click away, and then click them to upgrade them, and so on and so forth. But yeah, so to summarize, as far as I've tested so far and in this video, every map has one spawn point. Nothing has more than one. If there is, the way I do this macro, the way I set this up, should make it impossible to fail. Because even if it does fail, all you do is waste time. All you lose is some maybe like a good 3 minutes or 4 minutes of time because of you spawning a different location, so you can't place all your units. But aside from that, you won't get kicked. You won't go back to lobby. You'll keep retrying it until you get disconnected because of internet issues or whatever. So yeah, that's the end of this. Good luck grinding, everybody. And for those who keep saying, "Oh, there's multiple spawns on this map and this map and this map," there isn't. But if there is, I don't care as much because my macro techniques don't care. But yeah, I hope they're actually. I really do hope they actually aren't because I really don't know because so far because really though so far I have not seen a single double two spawn locations or more. So yeah, that's about it for this recording session. Good luck to y'all grinding, AFKing with Tiny Task. I don't think there's a mobile version of this or whatever. So sorry to all mobile players. I don't think there's even console. I'm not sure though. I doubt there's console. But yeah, see you everybody, and good luck on grinding your units for spirit shards, rerolls, or whatever. Bye bye.